Comparison between Hudson School landscape painting and Chinese landscape painting. Written by Bai Guanliang. The Hudson River School was founded in the 19th century, equivalent to the late Qing dynasty in China, an important school of American art. With the theme of natural landscapes, it emphasizes the relationship between humans and nature. The Hudson School was the first Native American art school in the 19th century. It originated around the 1820s and reached its peak in the mid-19th century. Its representative artists include Thomas Cole and Frederick Church. By the late 19th century, due to the development of industrialization and urbanization, the Hudson School gradually declined. The overall lifespan is about 100 years, and Chinese landscape painting is an important category of traditional Chinese painting. It reflects the philosophical thinking of Oriental people on nature. Chinese landscape painting originated in the Wei, Jin, Southern and Northern dynasties 4th 6th century AD. Gradually mature in the Sui and Tang dynasties. The golden age of its development was from the 5 dynasties to the Northern Song dynasty. After that, the Southern Song dynasty, Yuan Ming and Qing dynasties. Dynasties made important contributions to landscape painting, formed a rich range of genres and styles. It can be said that Chinese landscape painting has a history of nearly 1,500 years. It is a core part of the Chinese artistic tradition. Although these two art forms originated from different cultural backgrounds, but they all reflect a deep concern for nature. This article will explore the artistic concept, 3 aspects of expressive techniques and emotional expression affect Hudson. Comparison between landscape painting and Chinese landscape painting. 1 comparison of artistic concepts. 1. The natural worship of the Hudson School. The artists of the Hudson School were influenced. The influence of Romanticism and Transcendentalism. The belief that nature is sacred and filled with the will of God. They tried to convey the beauty and mystery of nature through painting. Emphasize the harmonious relationship between man and nature. Even the natural landscape itself is a spiritual redemption to the unity of man and nature in Chinese landscape painting. Chinese landscape painting is based on Confucianism, Taoism, and Zen Buddhism. Pursuit of the philosophical realm of unity of heaven and man. Artists often depict natural scenes. Express your thoughts on the universe and life. Landscape painting is not only an imitation of nature, but also a portrayal of the soul. Focus on freehand brushwork rather than realistic comparison. The Hudson School paid more attention to the external beauty and emotional impact of nature. Chinese landscape painting emphasizes the integration of nature and inner world. It is an introspective artistic expression. 2. Comparison of expressive techniques. 1. The realism of the Hudson School. The artists of the Hudson School emphasized a faithful representation of nature, attention to lighting effects, and detailed depictions. They usually use oil paintings to depict clouds. The authenticity of natural landscapes, such as rivers and forests. For example, Thomas Cole's Lessons in Nature series. It depicts the grand scenes of nature with extremely fine brushstrokes. To the artistic conception of Chinese landscape painting. Chinese landscape painting uses brush and ink as the main medium. Pay attention to the change of lines and ink colors. Pictures usually do not pursue specific perspective relationships, but through the contrast of virtual and real and white space to create artistic conception. For example, the Northern Song Dynasty painter Fan Quan's travels in streams and mountains, expressing the majesty of the mountain with heavy pen and ink, while leaving a large blank. Allow the viewer to imagine the depth and contrast of the space. The Hudson School recreates nature from the perspective of Western science. Pursue the truth of details and light and shadow. And Chinese landscape painting uses simple brush and ink and symbolic composition. The performance of natural artistic conception and philosophical thinking through the ratio of emotional expression. 1. The sublime and awe of the Hudson School. The landscape paintings of the Hudson School are full of reverence for the forces of nature. They convey a sublime emotion through the picture. Let the viewer feel the insignificance of human beings in front of the vast nature. For example, Frederick Church's Andean Twilight. Awaken the viewer's awe with magnificent natural landscapes. 2. The tranquility and distance of Chinese landscape painting. Chinese landscape paintings convey more of a serene and distant emotion. The painter places his feelings in the mountains and rivers to express love for nature and detachment from the world. For example, Wang Wei's map of Wangchuan not only depicts natural beauty, it also contains the poet's yearning for a secluded life. The Hudson School emphasized the use of magnificent scenery to inspire sublime emotions, and Chinese landscape painting is more concerned with inner tranquility and spiritual sublimation. The landscape paintings of the Hudson School are full of reverence for the forces of nature. They convey a sublime emotion through the picture. Let the viewer feel the insignificance of human beings in front of the vast nature. For example, Frederick Church's Andean Twilight. Awaken the viewer's awe with magnificent natural landscapes. A comparison of cultural backgrounds. 1. Background of the Hudson School. The United States' independence and territorial expansion in the early 19th century brings about the worship of natural landscapes and national pride. Its artists depicted magnificent natural wonders. The scenery expresses optimism about the country's future. 2. Landscape paintings in the late Qing dynasty. During this period, Chinese landscape painting was deeply influenced by the tradition of literati painting. Show more seclusion and emotion towards the changes of the world. It reflects the scholar's evasion and thinking about the turbulent society in the late Qing dynasty. Contrast, although the two coincide in time, but the content of its artistic expression and the emotional connotation are completely different. It reflects that China and the United States are at the same historical stage, a radically different social and cultural context. Anyway, despite the Hudson School landscapes, with Chinese landscape painting in artistic philosophy, there are significant differences in expression techniques and emotional expression, but they're both about nature, showcasing the different understandings and expressions of human beings towards nature. The Hudson School emphasized the grandeur and sublime nature. Chinese landscape painting explores the harmony and transcendence between man and nature. By comparison, we cannot only deep understanding of these two art forms. You can also experience different cultural backgrounds, artists' common respect for nature, and by Guanliang, the 18th of May 2020 for Hudson Valley.